You know, 2014 has been a pretty good year for animation. We've seen movies take the stage like Lego Movie, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Book of Life, etc. But now it's Disney's turn to take the stage. And I've been looking forward to this. At first, when I heard about Big Hero 6, I'm like, okay, it looks like a really weird kind of superhero movie. I don't know how they're going to be able to top Frozen, like from a entertainment, reviewing, or financial standpoint. But I got the chance to see it. And for all those people that were saying that Frozen is way better and that Frozen is clearly a superior movie and that Frozen is the greatest thing since sliced bread, I think you're in for a shock here. So, let's take a look at Big Hero 6. Greetings, every peoples. This is your cult of personality, ToonKriticY2K's. The name tunes are the name of my game, Big Hero 6. Okay, I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting much, like I said from before. I saw the trailer for it, looked okay, didn't really see much of it. I probably had the same kind of feeling I had for Frozen, though, with the teaser that they gave us, because then I thought, oh boy, is this going to be a comedy, or are we going to take this seriously? But Disney always tends to surprise me in the end because it's a superhero movie, but it takes a pretty different approach to what the usual cliche is, with the origin story and whatnot. So, what's Big Hero 6 about? Alright, it is loosely based on the comic book series of the same name by Man of Action, and it follows a boy named Hiro, who is a bot fighter, and it also follows his brother, Tadashi, who is an extremely gifted scientist person working at the science labs of San Francisco. By the way, San Francisco? Really? I mean, that sounds a little ridiculous, but I was about to say that this looks really kind of cheesy, but the opening shot of San Francisco, I'm like, okay, it looks cool. Stupid, kind of, but cool. I'll give you that. And Hiro is a boy who really does not give a fuck about anything else except bot fighting. But that all changes when Tadashi tells him, hey, you know what, you should use that gifted brain of yours and go to school. And Hiro's like, yeah, I'll do that, sure, why not? Because I met the dude who created all this. This'll be great. And I don't want to give too much away. I can only give up to a certain point, I think, to when Hiro develops these little things called microbots, and he's like, yeah, I'm smart, I got into the school, I'm great. Oh no, but there's this corporate dude who wants to take my stuff. I could either go with him, or I could go with the Callahan dude, who's the nice guy, who's the honest guy, who's the creator of all the science, so I'm gonna go with him. And then all of a sudden, fire, and the college blows up before something with Tadashi. He runs in to try and, save Callahan. Both of them die, and Hiro deals with depression. Really, really bad depression. But no! Hiro has a friend, a little robot, a personal healthcare assistant droid named Baymax, who looks so freaking adorable. I would give him a hug no matter what. He is this big, lovable droid, and I can't really say much from then on. It follows then Hiro and Baymax as they try to figure out what happened, try to stop this new supervillain, and eventually get together a team to stop the supervillain. So it's pretty standard, I think. From what I told you, you can probably guess how the rest of the story is going to go. And admittedly, it's a little predictable, but there are a lot of moments where they pull some interesting twists that you don't see coming. They build things up to a very interesting climax, and I don't want to give that away. So, what did I like about this movie? Here's the thing. What didn't I like about this movie? That's the hard part right now, because I saw this, and then I saw the online version because I didn't have money to go see it again. So I watched it again, and I was surprised that I really didn't have anything major to complain about or anything to nitpick about, or really any general complaints. So I get that has me a little bit concerned, but I can at least talk about what I liked. I liked the characters. I liked the dynamic that all of them had. I liked the individuality of them. It's Go-Go, Wasabi, Fred, Honey Lemon. they're an interesting sort of crew. And when they team up with Hiro and Baymax, you have distinct personalities that make them a unique superhero team. This goes back to Guardians of the Galaxy, when they have unique individuals with their own stories and their own kind of personalities and development. Each of them grow along the way, which is what I think made Guardians of the Galaxy great. They took that same dynamic and put it in Big Hero 6, which works. If you can do that, if you can balance a lot of characters and develop them, that's pretty good. So they don't actually call themselves Big Hero 6 until like the very end, by the way. And even then, they kind of just slap the title on the screen, like right at the end. So, what else? I liked how they handled how Tadashi died. I'm sorry that's a spoiler, but I'm guessing if you've already seen the movie, then, you know, there's really no need for me to go over, like, spoilers in this sense, because if you have seen this, then, yeah, what am I doing here? Obviously you saw the movie, and you probably saw the movie too. If you haven't, then why are you watching this? Just saying. I liked how they handled the loss of Tadashi. I liked how Baymax handled it from an emotional and psychological level and helping Hiro get out of it. It was pretty hard to it was pretty hard for me to find something bad about that, but you know, this is something that kids have to learn. They have to handle the most important thing these days is loss. Not a lot of kids know how to handle that. And the way that Hiro did at first, his progression through, I guess, handling the loss of his brother, it's interesting. I liked how they pulled it off. Especially, I think, during one scene where Hiro just finally breaks down and, like, Baymax asks, like, is this what Tadashi would have wanted, when Hiro just wants to kill the supervillain. It was really well handled, I think. And the way Baymax handles it from, I guess, a medical standpoint, how, like, Hiro gets better as he's, like, going along. He finds some way to make himself better. That's a pretty good way to handle loss. The other thing I liked, and this is probably one of the big things I liked, Fred. Fred was a great character. And what he did in this movie is he provided a perspective to us. We were Fred in a sense. We, as the audience, were Fred. And Fred decides to take upon all the superhero origin, like, gimmicks. And he makes the joke that's like, dude, we're doing our own origin story. But he makes kind of fun of it. He does a little bit of meta sort of superhero origins kind of cliche handling. And the way that they put it all together is that, how do I explain this? They don't, wow, how do you explain how they handle a superhero origin thing? Because you think, you've seen so many superhero movies, you know how all these origin stories work. But Fred manages to make fun of it in some sense, and he makes it fun. You forget that you're kind of watching a superhero story until maybe about halfway through when they start getting the suits and the abilities and stuff. And it's handled well, just like everything else in the movie. They don't, like, go into the cliche and predictable route. There's plenty of swifts and turns, swift twists and turns and all this other fun stuff. And that I liked. I liked that they didn't decide to go the completely predictable route. I mean, granted, there were some moments, but what they did overall was great, though. And, of course, the visuals. It's Disney. What can you expect? The visuals are great. San Francisco looks beautiful. A lot of the action looks great. It reminds me a lot of The Incredibles. That's the other thing. I get a lot of Incredible vibes from this movie. And I find it interesting because now we have 3 superhero animated movies Megamind, The Incredibles, and now Big Hero 6. Out of all those three, how about you guys put in the comments what you think is the best out of those three real quick? I think that'd be pretty interesting. Visual-wise, love the movie. There's not much I can say on the visuals because it's a Disney movie. It's going to be great. Well, not all of them. Especially Chicken Little. And the music was great, too. Fall Out Boy is Immortal, I thought was a really interesting song to put into the mix. The music itself was great. Really brings out, really brings out, I guess, the little kid in you. Ugh, Jesus, I do not like this clip of hair here. It really brings out, I guess, the kid in you. It brings out the fact that, yeah, you're watching a superhero movie. You can recognize by the music at this point. Ugh, God, I hate my hair. So sorry about that. And is there anything else? No, I don't think so. I think I covered pretty much. God damn it! I think I covered pretty much everything in this movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, I don't know why you were watching this. I basically just spoiled the whole movie. Well, not all of it. A large majority of it. But I would highly suggest going to see this. It's probably one of the best animated movies I've seen this year. Yeah, I know, shocker. And, yeah, why don't you guys also put down in the comments what you think of this movie. And I will pretty soon have to you the best animated movies of this year, probably by January or something. So, with that being said, I'm the Toon Critic, keeping you totally tuned for your viewing entertainment. Man, I haven't done that in a long time, haven't I? I'll probably get back to doing that some other time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, stay awesome.